welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Couchside Sports. It's been a while. As always, I'm Matt Parnell, joined alongside by Lucas Fanslaw. Lucas, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We've had a little bit of a winter break. We had my birthday. We had the holidays. We had some sickness going on, but we're back to hit the ground running for a nice big 2026 of podcasting.
Yeah, I'm excited. And like you said, we did have a little break there. And it's been a while. We missed a bunch of the NFL season. We did try to record a couple weeks ago, had something come up during the recording that had to be dealt with, and then we're back now. So we'll have to have Tristan back on. That was the intention of having him 2 weeks ago.
We did. We'll have to have Tristan and Snoop on kind of for end of season recap.
For sure. I'm interested to hear what Snoop has to say about the Raiders. But
yeah, totally. That's a nice off season topic, which we'll talk about in a couple weeks.
For sure. So yeah, we're back at it. Before we kick things off, today we're going to talk a little bit about the kind of a playoff recap, if you will, and then obviously preview the Super Bowl as resident Seahawk fans. Pretty important game coming up here, and really looking forward to it. But before we get into that, big news of the week for me, and I wanted to ask you this, and I've been teasing it all day. You have no idea what I'm going to ask about. What are your thoughts on Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer? And I have a trivia question for you, and I want to see if you can answer that after I get your thoughts on Belichick being snubbed from the Pro Football Hall of Fame on his first ballot.
That's probably smart of you to not bring that up before the show to get some raw, unfiltered thoughts.
For sure.
That just proves how political the NFL Hall of Fame is. I know there's Hall of Fames. I think everyone can agree the most notorious one is the Baseball Hall of Fame for being so political and agenda driven.
Oh, yes, big time. Pete Rose.
But the Dave Stieb.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Mark McGuire. Barry Bonds.
But the NFL one just made a clown of itself, and you can't tell me it's not bad when the NFL has to make a statement talking about how they're gonna look at the bylaws and the process next year.
Unbelievable.
And what's his name? Tom Pelissero.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He just destroyed his fucking. He just destroyed
zero credibility now.
Oh yeah, all 11 of those guys, and for how the NFL makes a scheduled TV event out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They should make a scheduled TV event out of that, so they have to stand up and make their argument.
I agree.
And everyone knows that's why.
And then they vote live.
Yeah, and the biggest thing I've heard floating around, the only theory that doesn't make it look as insanely petty is it's because of Spygate.
Yeah, I've heard Spygate and Deflategate.
Spygate and Deflategate, and
I've heard don't give a fuck.
No, I
you?
I don't really care.
Yeah,
I don't really care because,
and I hate them.
You can't tell me if they had been doing that, they would have been busted more than once over the thin. And Deflategate, honestly, I think it was overblown.
Yeah,
I think it was overblown.
Yeah, I think so too.
Spygate, that was a legitimate thing.
Yeah, that
was a legitimate thing. They got punished for it. They fucking lost. They lost a pick, didn't
first
they?
round pick, I think.
Yeah, they lost a first round pick. But no, if there's no pettiness behind it, then the only explanation is they just didn't want him to be a first ballot because of Spygate. And then the other thing, Tom Pelissero.
Mm-hmm.
He was also the executive. He wasn't the GM, but he was like the advisor to the GM for the Indianapolis Colts during the entire Peyton Manning and Tom Brady era. So inherently, him and Belichick were going at each other for 15 years.
Yeah, can you say conflict of interest?
You spell that out for me.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
I mean, what are your thoughts?
So, I think it's bullshit, and I said that just a couple moments ago that I think that it's BS, and I can't wrap my head around it. I hate these guys. I hated the Patriots during their dynasty. I mean, that was like my prime time of being a sports fan, I can't remember what year did that start. It must have been like 2000 and I don't know. Well, let's look it up. Well, it was 96. 96 was when he took over there. 2000 Belichick.
And he went from the Jets, right?
Yeah, and then 2000 I think he took over the head coaching record or the head coaching position. 6 fucking Super Bowls. Also 2 Super Bowls as an assistant. 3-time coach of the year. 2000's all-decade team, 2010's all-decade team. Like I don't understand it. Like, so here's my trivia question to you, and this kind of also is like to prove my point. So first of all, there's 3 head coaches in the Hall of Fame that were first ballot Hall of Famers. Out of all 382 members, there's only 3 head coaches that were ever first ballot Hall of Famers.
Lombardi?
Nope.
Lombardi wasn't?
Nope.
I wouldn't even know what to say then.
Okay, so Tom Landry.
Tom Landry and Chuck Noll?
Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll?
And most winningest coach of all time.
Most winningest coach of all time.
Yeah. Had 26 more wins than Bill Belichick did, but also had 9 less losses, or 11 less losses.
Is this way before my time?
It probably is way before your time.
Don Shula?
Don Shula. I was going to say, it was like right like at the beginning of when I was like, he was ending his career right around like 6 or 7 years old. So like, you know, when I was like 12, I was hearing about Don Shula, but he wasn't in the league. So those are the 3 first ballot Hall of Famers.
That surprises me that Lombardi wasn't.
So here's my point on this. Okay, so those are the 3 only. Okay, so you're going to argue like this is the one thing maybe I was thinking. I know people are going on the Spygate, Deflategate, which I agree with, but like my thinking is there's only been 3 ever that are first ballot Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with it. Don Shula has 26 more wins. Okay, he has 26 more all time. Bill Belichick has 8 Super Bowls. Don Shula has, let's have a quick gander.
And how many more playoff wins would Belichick have?
Don Shula has 2 Super Bowl wins. Super Bowl 7 and Super Bowl 8.
What quarterbacks would he have won them with? Not Marino, because Marino never won one, did he?
No, I think they were basically, let's have a see here.
Yeah.
It would have been Super Bowl 7, so let's pull this up live. So it was the Dolphins versus the Redskins. That was the 14-0 perfect season for the Miami Dolphins. And they beat the Redskins 14-7 in the Super Bowl. And the quarterback,
Greasy?
apparently fucking Grease Bowl. Here we go. Individual statistic.
Bob Greasy?
It was Bob Greasy.
Hey, what a guess.
How many yards did he have passing?
Is it ugly?
It's real ugly, dude.
78?
88.
88?
8 for 11. Yeah.
Damn, that's an
crazy
ugly game.
Dude. That is a super ugly game.
Well,
so he won one with Greasy, and then I guess Super Bowl 8, it might have been Greasy again. I'm not sure if he came back. Let's see.
Hey, run it back if it's not
Bob Grease.
broken.
Okay, Okay, what was his stats in Super Bowl 8?
Better?
You tell me. No hints on this one.
200 yards.
73.
73.
He went 6 for 7.
How many rushing yards did they have?
Larry Csonka had 33 carries for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, they had Larry Csonka?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a fucking legendary name. Okay, that explains it right there. Never mind, they didn't even need Greasy.
Larry Csonka. So anyways, back to like Belichick. My thinking on that is like, okay, you don't want to give it to a guy because there's only 3 head coaches that have ever been first ballot Hall of Famers. In my opinion, Belichick has, well, not in my opinion, but statistically, he's got more wins than Tom Landry did. He's just right there with Don Shula, except he has 6 more Super Bowls than Don Shula. How does Bill Belichick? He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I don't care if he won 50 less games than Don Shula. He won 8 fucking Super Bowls.
Dude, let's just put it this way. When you have Jets and Bills fans coming out and saying this is the stupidest thing they've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's how you know this is one of the worst decisions ever made
Ever.
by the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Probably the worst decision ever.
I think it is the worst decision. I don't see how it could be worse unless they make Tom Brady not a first ballot.
That'd be petty.
Like, you can't do that.
No.
Like, he's the GOAT.
No, it's not even a discussion.
No,
like,
I think it's crazy. I think the NFL should take it over, in my opinion.
Yeah, they need to fucking they need to do something about it. Did you know the NFL, they have the power to overturn the score of a game?
What?
Yeah, the commissioner, if he deems it necessary, he can overturn the score of a game. And if he does that, the game is automatically 2-0 for the team he wants to win. That is a rule.
Has that ever happened?
No. Can you imagine the riot if that happened?
I think 2-0 is a scoregami.
Maybe. Has anyone ever won by a safety?
I have no idea. That would be the worst game of all time.
That would. Yeah, no, either way, I think 99.9% of people are on the same page.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I do have one more question about that. It's somewhat related to the Bill Belichick thing is, the number 4 winningest coach of all time right now is still active in the league. It's Andy Reid.
Okay.
Do you think Andy Reid's a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
And I think so, too.
Yeah.
Like,
when you get to that point, you it's just ridiculous.
who else is
dude.
going to be better than them at that point in time to be inducted?
Even Patrick Mahomes, dude. I'm a Patrick Mahomes hater. I'm sick of the guy winning all the time, but he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, it's 5 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah.
Or something like, or five AFC championships in a row, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Come
on. Yeah, any last thoughts on Belichick?
No, I hope they rectify it. I mean, I don't know if they can, but I don't see.
Just to keep it on head coach talk before we buzz right into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go over some moves that's been happening.
Let's do it.
We'll go over the most recent one. The Vikings fired their GM.
Yep.
They just gave him a 4-year extension at the start of the year. So Sam Darnold essentially killed that man's career.
Oh my God.
Dude, that's the only reason.
That's unreal, dude.
That's the only reason they would fire him.
I mean, he put his faith in J.J. McCarthy, and he also got rid of Indiana Jones.
Yep. And in his 4 years of being there, he hasn't drafted a single Pro Bowler.
Yeah, that guy's got to go.
Yeah. But anyways, Sam Darnold basically ended that guy's career, but we'll talk about Sammy D later.
Uncle Sam, baby.
We'll talk about Sammy D later.
I've got the listings here. If you want to quickly run through these, Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, Stefanski.
Stefanski.
You see Baker going at him?
No.
Baker, when he got hired by the Falcons, Baker tweeted, he's like, super excited to see you, coach. Glad to be playing you twice a year. I'm not D-end anymore. Because Stefanski, at the end of Baker's Browns tenure, he made him run scout team D-end.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. So, Baker...
man, I hope Baker lights him up next year.
Those Bucks-Falcons games are going to be much watch.
Oh, I can't wait.
Much watch.
So, okay, we got that one. Baltimore Ravens, they promote Jesse Minter to head coach.
Good hire.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Good hire. He is also kind of from the Mike McDonald Harbaugh tree because Mike McDonald, he was a staffer for Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh.
Yep.
And John Harbaugh sent him down to Michigan for a couple years to learn and eventually become the defensive coordinator back when Jim Harbaugh was at Michigan.
Right.
And then he brought him back up to be the Ravens coordinator when he turned the Ravens defense from the 26th ranked defense into a top 5 ranked defense.
Yeah. And where were they this year?
And then that's where the Seahawks came in and swooped him.
Yeah, they missed him.
Oh, big time. But Jesse Minters, from what I hear, people are very happy with that.
I think
he's a very smart guy.
I think it's good too. Like, that's a big move, getting rid of John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
And you got a pretty, I would say, veteran presence in the locker room.
Yeah, that shows how long we haven't potted, is we just opened up the show and we didn't talk about how 2 coaches got fired, and the last time a coach of the Steelers and the Ravens wasn't Tomlin and Harbaugh, I was 6 years old.
Insane.
I was fucking 6 years old, dude.
It was that like 2000.
19 years?
Yeah, it was like 2007, I think. That sounds about right. 2007. That's crazy to me. I don't remember the previous Baltimore coach, but I remember that Bill Cowher was the head coach of the Steelers.
And then Chuck Noll before.
I think so. Yeah, that would have been before my time. I remember as early as Bill Cowher, basically. Okay, so yeah, we touched on that. Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Did you see the press conference?
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about Tom Brady. Let's just talk about the press conference and how the Buffalo Bills owner
Terry Pegula.
Terry Pegula did one of the craziest things ever done by an owner in recent memory.
Unbelievable.
That's up there with like a Deshaun Diddy Watson trade.
And like the crazy thing to me is like if he wanted to make that change, he could have just done it every other way.
Yeah.
Fire McDermott, put out a press release and say, thank you for your service. We're going to go in a new direction.
We think we've hit a playoff wall.
Yeah. Why have this bizarro
McDermott's going to get a job.
For sure he is.
Even if he has to take DC, because most positions have been filled, even if he has to be a DC for a year, he'll be a head coach next year.
Yeah, I agree.
No, that whole press conference was crazy, and the fact that everyone's digging up all of this old transcripts of Brandon Beane being stoked as fuck to draft Keon Coleman. And Tom Brady, apparently, from what I've heard, is a very underwhelming hire. He has
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady.
Yeah.
He
okay.
hasn't. He's been OC in a bunch of places, and he's been very mid and hasn't really succeeded anywhere. So why
would you?
If he's already been Josh Allen's OC, why would you promote him to head coach when you're trying to fix the defense?
Why not bring in anybody else?
And
John Harbaugh.
Yeah, and people have been saying for weeks, I guarantee you I've said it on one of our pods this season, this is the worst Bills roster fielded in the Josh Allen era. Like they had a terrible defense. Their only arguably good position, minus obviously quarterback, was O-line.
Yeah.
But then who the fuck is Josh Allen throwing to?
Yeah, it was the James Cook show.
It was the James Cook show, but you can't. Josh Allen and James Cook can't fucking do everything.
No, you need someone to throw the ball to.
Same thing with Patrick Mahomes this year.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, I know we're talking about head coaches, but the Chiefs' year, I honestly think is basically summed up of 8 years in a row of never having a high draft pick to draft a blue chip player.
Yeah.
And be able, obviously there's guys who are going to hit in the top of the second round, bottom of the first round. But all of the blue chip guys are gone by the 10th to 15th pick. All of those guys who are going to absolutely
be an NFLer and possibly be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, there's going to be Puka Nacua in the fourth, of course. But fucking look at the Niners, how bad they were for 2015 to 2018.
Yeah.
It took drafting Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Kinlaw. All of those guys in the trenches, Brock Purdy,
Mr. Irrelevant.
All of those guys in the trenches to fucking turn them around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it took 4 years in a row of drafting in the top 5.
And it's going to be the same for any team that goes through that process. Now, the Chiefs, and we can get back to the Bills in a second, but the Chiefs, to me, they were getting, I don't want to say lucky, but there was probably a 3 or 4 year stretch where they kept adding a player that was kind of like a reclamation project, and them having a decent season. Yep. Hollywood Brown, for example. They pick him up. Hopkins as well, right? And they blast off for a year and a half, maybe at best. And then now they're back to being like a WR2, WR3, and they're just like, who the fuck do we throw the ball to? And then their tight end, Kelsey's 37 years old.
Yeah.
Right? So I agree. I think just time caught up with them.
Yeah, totally.
But so yeah, the Bills, they make a change. Let's go. We got a couple more we can rip off here. Cleveland Browns.
Have they hired?
New coach,
yeah,
Todd Monken. Yeah, Todd Monken. Baltimore's former offensive coordinator.
Who also used to be a Browns coordinator back in 2019, and ESPN wrote an article from a source talking about how Todd Monken, when he was on the Browns coaching staff in 2019, would spend the pregame on the field talking to opposing coaches about how dog shit run the Browns franchises.
Yeah. And it's going to be big. They're terrible.
Hey, at least he has a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, Shadur.
The fucking 8th alternate pick makes the Pro Bowl.
Stefanski.
Allen's hurt, Lamar's hurt, Patrick's hurt.
Why did Stefanski draft 2 quarterbacks in that last draft? And he ran through quarterbacks like nobody's business this season.
I think everyone can agree that off of the reaction in the draft room, it was ownership.
Yeah, you're right. We talked about that,
Do you remember the reaction video? Like, everyone did the high five, but no one was standing up and high five. No one was stoked. It was fuck it. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
No, that was ownership was drafting Shadur.
Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniel. He's gone. He's going to be the
Chargers.
He's going to be the OC.
I
like that.
Chargers should be stoked for next year.
I love that. And then we talked about that this season.
They had such an unfortunate year, losing both of their star tackles.
Mm-hmm.
Literally in the first 4 weeks of the season, I think both of them.
Yeah.
But no, the Chargers should be stoked. If anyone's going to help Herbert get over his playoff wall, it's him.
Yeah.
And then who did the Dolphins hire?
Jeff Hafley.
Jeff Hafley. Honestly, don't know much about him.
No, it says I'm not sure. Is
he defensive court orientated, right?
It says spent the last 2 seasons with Green Bay. He was the D coordinator for Green Bay.
Gotcha.
So there you go.
One
thing that's interesting is I wanted to mention that just quickly on the Todd Monken thing was I think he was the OC at Baltimore, right, with John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
And so now they're without an offensive coordinator and a head coach. I guess they've replaced, but. It's interesting. They're going to be an interesting team next year.
They will.
Yeah.
They will.
Giants. John Harbaugh.
Yeah. W.
I think that's a huge W.
Next year when I put a couple $100 into my account and I place down a couple futures, whatever the Giants wins over, as long as it's not like 10.5 or something, I'm going to be smashing that.
I think it'll be closer to like 8.5.
Yeah. If it's 8.5, 7.5,
I can see them getting 10 wins next year.
Oh, big time, dude. What he's going to do with fucking Dart, Scatabo, Neighbors.
Yeah.
It's going to...
Creative. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Real quick, is the Eagles on your list? Just curious.
Let's have a quick look.
Because I just wanted to touch on the Eagles and why it took them so long to hire an OC.
No, they are not.
They just hired an OC 2 days ago.
Jesus.
And they were looking for 3 weeks. And...
Wow.
That is very abnormal for you to just sit around while all the good ones get snapped up. So after seeing that, I see a lot of people saying, is it the egos in the locker room and how the city of Philadelphia treats its coaches?
People don't want to go there is what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Could be. Could be.
I'm not saying that's the reason. I just see a lot of people mentioning that.
Yeah,
they were throwing that out there.
They were ass this year.
Oh, yeah, dude. Did you see... On the last play of the game versus the Niners in the wild card round when he drew up 4 verts?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see Sirianni and Jalen Hurts' reaction?
No.
It's a sideline view, and it's literally like when they took their last time out of the game to get the last play in, and he goes over with the clipboard, and him, Hurts, and Sirianni are huddled around, like with Patullo.
Yeah.
And he's like drawing shit up on the clipboard, and you just see... Sirianni like look at the sky and he mouths like what the fuck, and Jalen Hurts just like rolls his eyes.
Oh my God.
And then it clips forward to the play,
and
it's just AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Goddard, 3 verts on the left side.
What is this, Madden?
Your season's on the line and you call 3 verts. like what?
Is
yeah,
this
literally. Is this fucking Madden and you made a custom player or something? Like you have Calvin Johnson? No, that's fucking crazy.
They haven't caught a ball all season, and that's what you're drawing up?
Yeah, seriously.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, they're going to be a disaster, I think, for a couple of years. Honestly, I think Saquon's hitting the wall.
Do you think A.J. Brown's gone?
I think so, 100%.
He just has...
Did you see him at the end of that last game? Didn't he just walk down the tunnel before the game was over?
He does, but he has such a brutal contract to move.
Yeah, true.
He has such a brutal contract.
True.
Some people have been saying A.J. Brown to the Titans.
I was just going to say, send him to the Titans.
Send him back to the Titans, where he originated from. Who's next?
Okay, I got 2 more. One of them is the Titans. Why don't we just quickly talk about
Saleh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Saleh deserved another head
I'm
coach job.
glad he's back in the NFL,
Titans
actually.
fans should be happy, especially after fumbling Mike Vrabel.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable. Okay, we don't really need to talk about that one. This one I'm interested in your thoughts are. So it wasn't from a firing, it was from stepping down. Mike Tomlin steps down, Mike McCarthy comes in.
It's crazy the flip that Pittsburgh did once Mike McCarthy talked about Will Howard.
Yeah.
So one of the podcasts I listened to, the guy, he like mainly covers the Steelers. He does radio shows for them. He's on press row.
Okay.
And when McCarthy came in, everyone was mad as fuck. It's like, what? This is just a lateral move to McCarthy.
Yeah. What
and
are we doing?
when McCarthy came in, he said, I'm really excited to work with Will Howard. I think that young man has a bright future. And shout out Matt Williamson. He let us in onto some Steelers insight.
Yeah.
For some reason, everyone in Pittsburgh thinks that Will Howard is the best quarterback on earth, and that the
He's not getting a
Steelers just
chance.
aren't giving him a chance.
Like Tomlin hates him.
And that's literally all it took. Like that flip from everyone being confused by the hire to everyone loving it.
So they're excited to see Will Howard.
They just want to see Will Howard.
Did you see? I think this guy's 24. I don't know anything about this guy.
They drafted him
6th
2
round.
years ago.
Yes, last year.
Last year?
6th round, 185th overall.
Yeah, so sit behind Rodgers for a year, I guess.
I guess he won the
Do you
national.
think Rodgers is back?
I think Rodgers is done, dude.
Yeah.
I think he's done.
Yeah.
It seemed like it there. I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think so. I think he's done everything he can. I think he realizes he's not winning another Super Bowl, so why bother, right?
If he's winning another Super Bowl, it's because like some crazy move happens and he moves to the Texans and they move out Stroud.
Yeah.
Like a Matt Rodgers with the Texans defense, they could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
Just get us the fucking. Just get us 180 yards of pass in a game.
20 points a game.
We'll
25
draft a
points a
good
game.
running back this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I think his biggest issue was, and they looked good off the start, was his relationship, or I guess his chemistry with DK Metcalf. Mm-hmm. They looked really good the first 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I remember a game somewhere in the mid-season that DK dropped like 4 balls.
Yeah.
He was like 2 for 6. And after that, Rodgers did not throw the ball to him. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, he was getting maybe 4 or 5 targets a game, it felt like. And he'd drop 1 or 2.
But it's okay because DK wanted to go to a contender.
Yeah, that's right. You know what's fucking funny, too, is I feel like the Steelers would have been better off not trading for DK and just keeping Pickens.
Yeah.
Pickens was phenomenal for Dallas this season, man. And he's like such a different receiver than DK. DK is like kind of the power guy. You throw him the ball over the middle, and he's kind of almost like a tight end. He doesn't have that downrange.
Yeah, he's like a Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And Pickens, like, I remember watching a few Cowboys games this season and seeing his, like, athletic ability when he catches the ball. Like, he's so long and rangy that when he catches a ball, he just puts the ball out in front of him.
Yeah, away
and
from
the person can never punch it away.
Oh, yeah, and then he just starts galloping away, dude.
Yeah, it's insane.
When he's in full stride, his footsteps are, like, fucking 2 yards.
That's insane. He's wild, and he's fast.
Oh, yeah, he's fucking taking 6 feet a step.
Crazy, dude.
That's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, I think they fucked up big there.
Totally.
Yeah, so Will Howard, quick note on him, played 4 years for Kansas State, was pretty mid, then played 1 season for the Ohio State, and they went 14-2 and won the national championship.
Okay.
So he was the offensive MVP of the national championship game as well.
And he went in the 6th round.
And he went in the 6th round, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
His stats were 73% passing, so pretty fucking accurate. Over 4,000 yards, 35 tutties, 10 interceptions. And, yeah, I mean, his rushing was just kind of like whatever, something you'd expect. Not like a Josh Allen, just an average guy.
So the Steelers are the elite establishment suppressing the young man.
Seems like it.
Damn. Let's see Will Howard.
Let's see Will Howard.
I want to see Will Howard.
All right, that's it for head coaching changes. Anything else we can kind of talk about moving forward, but we're a good 30 minutes almost exactly in. I think it's time to do you want to do Super Bowl preview? You want to just do fucking playoff recap and then kind of move to that?
Let's talk a bit of playoffs.
Sure, let's do it.
Just to start it off, do you want to start it off with anyone?
No, why don't you kick it off, and then you want to go all the way back to the wild card?
Yeah, I'll quickly buzz through these games.
All right.
I'm just pulling up the wild card. First one, the Rams and the Panthers. The Panthers gave them a run for their money.
Yep.
And
I like Bryce Young. I think he's going to be good.
And so I was actually going to tell you, we haven't recorded since the week before the Seahawks had that massive win in Week 16 against the Rams.
That's right.
With that crazy crazy 2-point conversion and kickoff return and then overtime
And the win in OT.
And win in OT.
Dude, the fact
ever since that week, I think going up into that week, everyone kind of unanimously agreed the Rams were the team to beat this year.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since that, the Rams felt not immortal.
Yeah.
The Rams felt not immortal. They lost to the Falcons there. They lost to the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
They
almost lost to the Panthers in the wild card.
Yeah, and then even in the last game of the year, the Cardinals going into halftime, it was like 10-10.
Yeah, and the Cardinals were ass this year.
Yeah, the Cardinals were ass. So the Rams barely squeak by them in the wild card.
Yeah, 34-31. That was crazy. Both QBs were bad that game.
They were, and I think Bryce Young has kind of given Panthers a reason to be optimistic for next year.
I think so too. He took a big step this year.
He did. Yeah. He did, especially after starting the year pretty weak.
Yeah, and last season, he had a really rough go about it. It was not good. So this season, I think it kind of like he started off trying to build that confidence as the season went on. I mean, he played, I think it was on a Monday or a Thursday night. I remember watching, and they were like kind of talking to him pregame, and he just seems so much more confident now. And like, that's huge as a quarterback, dude. You need to be able to know that you can do that job. And once you find that, you're good to go. Minus
goaltending in hockey, that's probably the biggest psyche position.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be feeling yourself.
You have to, yeah. Bears-Packers,
they shredded the cheese for the first time. Did you see this? Since Pearl Harbor.
Oh, wow.
The last time the Bears beat the Packers in the postseason was the year Pearl Harbor happened.
Holy shit.
World War fucking II.
That's crazy.
Dude, fucking, I feel like people were talking about Matt LaFleur like he was a dead man.
They were. You know what? I thought it was hilarious people were saying that because I never believed that.
He's too good of a coach to get fired.
Come on. Like,
Jordan Love hasn't had any weapons this year.
Yeah.
But on the same time, I'm not gonna take away the win from the Bears because the Bears are rolling.
No, for sure.
The Bears were rolling.
The Bears were rolling, but at this point they were rolling, and yeah, I think.
Plus, wasn't it a 16-point comeback? Did we just buzz over that?
It was 27-3, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was something stupid.
Something crazy
27-10, maybe going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they fucking came back.
Crazy, dude. I can actually pull up that box score real quick. Yeah, so it was 21-6 going into the fourth quarter, and then I think they had 25 straight unanswered points.
That's right.
And Jordan Love was 24 for 46, 323 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he still lost.
And then the worst fucking last play of the game.
Yeah.
Do you remember he held the ball for like 10 seconds in the pocket?
Stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Unreal.
Bills, Jags, I
watched this game.
I felt more bad for the Jags than Josh Allen.
100%.
I thought the Bills deserved to lose this game.
I think so too. I think the Jags played decent.
The Jags were my sleeper AFC pick. Like I thought they had a path to get to the Super Bowl, especially the last 7 weeks of the year. They were on a 7-game win streak, absolutely tearing through people.
That's another QB that actually has gained confidence and I think has gone up a bit. T. Lawrence.
It'll be interesting to see who wins Coach of the Year with Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, and Mike McDonald.
And Mike Vrabel. Sorry, I totally forgot about Mike Vrabel. And I think, honestly, I hate to say it, I want McDaniel to win, or McDonald to win, but I think Vrabel's going to win it.
You think so?
I think so. Which bugs the shit out of me.
He's done more with a lesser roster.
Yeah.
Which is why I think the money line is what it is in the Super Bowl. Seahawks are minus 240?
Yeah, quite a big favorite.
Yeah, minus 4.5 spread, which is like the biggest spread in 7 years, I think.
I had a discussion with somebody about this, actually, the head coach of the year thing. Talking about bringing up the Patriots, how they are also thinking Vrabel wins. My argument, if I was to play devil's advocate for Mike McDonald, is hardest division in football.
Hardest division in football?
Hardest division in football. And normally I would say that the AFC is probably the better conference. But this season, I think the NFC was by far the better conference.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The AFC stunk this year.
Yeah, they had so many injuries to star players.
Mahomes was ass. Lamar wasn't good. Josh Allen was pretty mid. I mean, I think Josh Allen had a decent season, but the Bills were mid.
No one was. I wouldn't be scared of the Bills if I met them in the Super Bowl.
No, exactly.
I'd be nervous, but I wouldn't be as scared as if I met Mahomes.
Yeah, so that would be my counter argument for McDonald. And the fact that he's got to play 4 games a season against the Rams and the Niners. Yeah, okay, maybe you get 2 free wins with the Cardinals. But that's huge.
I saw there was a Patriots fan out there, his clip went viral for coping so hard, and this was his argument. You know how everyone's been flaming the Pats for easiest path to the Super Bowl ever?
Yeah.
He said if you take away all of the Rams and Niners games out of the Seahawks schedule, they've actually had a really easy season. So if you just ignore 6 out of almost 20 games, they've had a really easy season.
Idiot.
Yeah.
I don't. And the Patriots haven't. They played the Bills twice, who were ass this year. Normally I'd say, okay, yeah, you got the Bills. You got to go through the Bills. That's tough. But this year they were brutal.
I saw on the Patriots schedule 10 of their games played. The head coach ended up getting fired at the end of the season.
I saw that as well. That was crazy.
Yeah, 10 of the games played, and then if you look at the quarterbacks played, it's an insane list. The only guy on the list is Josh Allen, who, to be fair, they did split the series with. Mm-hmm. But as we were saying, it's the Bills.
Yeah, they're not great.
They're not great. Niners Eagles. I think that game was just, in a vacuum, the entire Eagles season summed up in one game.
Can't put more than 20 points on the board.
Dysfunctional, but with high hopes.
Yeah.
That sums it up.
Yeah.
Their defense is good. Their offense just not reliable.
Did not click this season at all.
Yeah, even if they got through that round, they would have ended up playing the Bears. I think that would have been like a fucking 30-14 game, honestly.
I think the Bears win that one too.
Oh, totally. Freezing their ass off.
Yeah.
Chargers, Patriots. I'm not defending Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Texans, Steelers. I think everyone called that.
That was a hard watch. I watched that game too. That was rough.
Yeah, that was a sad way for Rodgers to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Divisional round, Bills, Broncos.
Crazy game.
And did you see the play? Bo Nix broke his ankle.
Yeah, crazy, dude. Second to last play of the game.
And he just
just like rolled it. Yeah, rolled it, and it broke a bone.
Fucking yeah,
someone. I was reading some subreddit, and someone was like posting how like they need to get Bo Nix on like a high milk diet.
Seriously. Broncos deserve to win, but once you know that Bo Nix broke his ankle, I wish that the Bills had won, because then I honestly think the Bills would have whooped the Patriots butt.
I mean, yeah, the Patriots were not great.
And if they did play the Patriots, it would have been played at Foxborough. Oh. And they had 10 inches of snow that day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it would have been even worse than the Broncos game.
Wow.
49ers Seahawks, belt to ass. When in week 18 and the Niners lost 13-6 and they were all like, "Oh, you only put up 13 points?"
Yeah.
13-6 was what happens when everything went right for a depleted Niners team.
Yeah.
This game, it was an example of everything that went right for a stacked Seahawks team.
Oh, for sure.
And before everyone starts complaining about injuries, I want to read you the people they were missing that day.
Mm-hmm.
4 starters and 1 second string.
Charbonnet.
No, the Niners.
Oh, the Niners.
That's all they were missing.
That's it?
4 starters and a second string.
Ooh.
By the way they talk about it, you'd think half their team was in a fucking coma.
Exactly. Hey, sorry, you still had Brock Purdy. You still had fucking McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You had Kyle Juszczyk.
You have Kyle Shanahan, the quote-unquote best coach in the division.
Yeah. I think the thing is we saw in week 18 and we saw in that divisional final or whatever, divisional game against the Niners, is that the Seahawks know how to shut down McCaffrey.
Oh, big time.
Like,
he averaged like 3 yards a carry.
Yeah, he had like
He had
36
6 carries
yards or
for
something.
6. No, it was in the 20s. He had like 6 carries for 20-something yards.
And he had like 36 catching.
Yeah.
And he's like a guy that can hit you for 80 to 100 in a game.
Oh, yeah. No, they shut him down.
Yeah,
They shut him
twice.
down. Props to McCaffrey, though, dude. He put that team on his back this season.
Yeah.
Him
and Mac Jones.
Him and Mac 10, they literally dragged the Niners to the playoffs. Texans Patriots, CJ Stroud might have just played himself out of a second contract.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud is the first quarterback in history to have 5 interceptions and 5 fumbles in postseason.
That was the abs. I watched that game too. It was brutal to watch.
They
gifted him the game.
That literally looked like a rookie quarterback who had never played an important game in his life.
Yeah.
His potential, they are going to give or use the 5th-year option on him.
Mm-hmm.
But
he's got to show.
But he's got to show if he wants a second contract, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that was the worst fucking game ever played by a quarterback.
I wonder what happened, and we're both collectors. I wonder what happened to his rookie card value after that game. It probably tanked. Actually, it's probably a good time now. Buy low.
Yeah, buy low. Hopefully it goes crazy next year.
We are not professional
No,
money advisors.
Do not take our financial advice. Next up, Rams-Bears. I feel bad for the Bears.
Yeah.
It was the Rams game to lose.
It was.
End of the day, the Rams were a better team, but that was Bears weather, dude.
I don't feel bad for the Bears because I think that they proved that they can be a team. And I think Caleb Williams, the moment was too big for him. 3 interceptions that were completely critical to that game.
Yeah, I think that was more desperation. I think
Totally.
he got a bit desperate at the end.
And they were, you know what, they were talking about that during the season this year was like he had moments of being clutch, but still his biggest drawback that they see in him is that his decision making under high pressure moments and when under like a blitz or like even like a decent 4-man rush where they get a pressure, it's not good. And he throws picks and he'll learn from that. He's young.
Yeah, he will.
They're still in a great spot.
He will. The Bears should be very excited for next year.
Totally.
I'm just curious, next year, who would you pick to have more wins, the Bears or the Packers?
I'm going to take the Bears.
I'm going to take the Bears as well.
I think the Bears have more potential.
I think Caleb Williams is better than Jordan Love.
I agree. And I think Ben Johnson is equally as good as Matt LaFleur.
Yeah. TBD on who's better.
Yeah.
Do you see their handshake at the end of the game?
No. Oh, wait.
Absolute buzz by Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Literally tapped his hand, vroom, off he goes.
Well, in the pregame, Ben Johnson was like saying like "fuck the Packers" or something like that.
That was post game.
Was it
post game?
Yeah,
was like "fuck the Packers."
Yeah.
And all I gotta say is, did you see Packers fans online screaming, "Stay classy,
Totally.
stay classy, be professional to winning"? What happened to the "I fucking own you"?
Yeah,
What happened to the "putting the belt on" because I fucking own you? What happened to that era? If all I gotta say is, if you're saying "stay classy," you've already lost.
Totally.
You might as well just be quiet at that point.
Be a sore loser in the corner by yourself. Nobody cares.
But yeah, Bears fans should be very excited for next year.
Totally.
Tristan should be more excited for the Bears than the Leafs.
We haven't talked hockey in a while, but it's not good for the Leafs.
No.
But they did win in shootout tonight over the Canucks.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out Leafs.
But the Canucks are not a team that's expected to win.
That's that you shouldn't even be an over or shootout with them.
Yeah, we digress though. Let's go back to let's do AFC Championship. Patriots, Broncos.
Yeah, that's a exciting game. Stiddy. So I know all of the Patriots fans are yelling, "Oh, ugly weather, ugly weather." What do you mean? Like, how are you supposed to score?
It was 3/4 of crystal clear weather. Let's be clear.
Why didn't you do anything in the first half?
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't you do anything in the first half?
Yeah.
That was honestly, I think, a mix of bad football and 2 good defenses.
Dude, Drake
punishing the bad football.
100%. Drake May was actually worse than Stidham.
Yeah.
10 for 21, 86 yards.
Yeah, that's fucking brutal.
Blech.
And I will say I have a big gripe with Sean Payton going for it on 4th and goal.
Take
from
the points.
7. Well, it's not even take the points. That's not fair to put Jared Stidham in that fucking situation. True. And then call a bootleg rollout where he has where he has to make a throw on the run.
It's not Bo Nix.
That's not fair to put Jared Stidham in that situation. I don't think.
I agree.
You should take the points, and I think the NFL has got so aggressive for it in the red zone that it's almost gonna swing back because
it might.
They're in the last 5 years. Pardon me. You can probably look back at so many games and be like, oh, if they didn't go for it on those 2 4th downs on the 30 and kicked a field goal, they would have either tied or won it.
Won by 4 points even.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy, dude. I agree, man. That game was ass. The weather was crazy in the 4th quarter.
And then Seahawks Rams.
Dude.
All I got to say is Sam Darnold has cleared his fucking name.
Yeah, Darnold's a G.
If all those people, there's still people out there saying, I'm still waiting for Sam Darnold to show it. Okay, what about week 16, that game against the Rams? You can say that was a fluke 2-pointer, but are you going to say those 2 drives to get touchdowns and then the drive to win it in overtime and then the pass and play from Sam Darnold to win it in overtime? Are you going to say those were flukes?
Yeah, clutch.
Are you going to say that putting 41 points on the Niners were flukes?
Yeah.
Are you going to say that fucking arguably outdueling Matt Stafford throwing for 300, almost 350 and 3 touchdowns with no turnovers in the NFC Championship against the team that people were saying is the only other team that might be as good as you in the NFL? Fuck no.
No.
Fuck no. Get that fucking doubt out of there, dude. Get that doubt out of there. Even if Sam Darnold throws a pick in the Super Bowl, I'm not even tripping.
No.
How many fucking quarterbacks have thrown a pick in the Super Bowl? I'm sure Tom Brady has thrown 2 or 3.
For sure.
I almost guarantee you Tom Brady is throwing 2 or 3.
Yeah, and we're not saying Sam Darnold's Tom Brady, but he has totally redeemed himself.
And you can bring up the fact that, Sam Darnold was in like the top 5 for turnover rate in the NFL. Well, guess what? John Schneider built a fucking team of complimentary fucking defense around Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
So guess what? What's that? You turned the ball over?
We scored.
Oh, let's put out our fucking one of the best defenses in the league, get a 3 and out, and then go down there and score.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
you can afford to have a turnover here or there with Sam Darnold, but the Seahawks just showed everyone that you need to build a complementary football team.
And not only the defense, the special teams, dude.
Special teams. And did you see that thin the Rams are for what is it? I forget what the stat is, but it's the average points expected throughout the year from special teams.
Right.
And the average is like 11 or something. So throughout 18 games, special teams will get 1 or 2 touchdowns or points a year somehow.
Right.
The Rams special teams over the last 10 years has averaged minus 30 points a season.
I did see that.
So it's been given up like 30 points a season in special teams. They're bottom in spending for special teams because the Rams have had this problem since the Super Bowl.
They fired their special teams coordinator like 3 weeks before the season ended.
They did, but the Rams have had this problem since the Super Bowl where their cap structure is so built around the top 1% of the guys, i.e. Stafford,
Puka.
Devontae, Puka, the middle and the low class of guys. They can't afford to have the second string quarterback who on most teams is a pretty good second string guy.
Right.
Because they have so much money in the top 1%,
right.
They've got a guy who on 30 teams is the third string cornerback, but they've got him playing as a second string quarterback.
Interesting.
Their second string linebacker, practice squad from other teams.
Oof.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what their middle class and bottom class of players is. When the top 1% is the top 1% for a reason. Those guys make up like 10 positions on your team and they're taking up 80% of the cap.
Yeah, you're all in on those high skill positions.
Totally, dude. Draft and develop. That's another thing the Seahawks have done crazy.
Yeah, they've done so well.
If you go back and look at John Schneider's drafts over the last 3 or 5 years, all of his first 3 round picks are guys who are on the team right now, contributing in some way, being part of the reason why the Hawks are in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
Oh, fuck
including Emmanwari.
Including Emmanwari.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing up his draft list right now to quickly buzz through it. So, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. It brings up his first draft ever.
Who was it?
Russell O'Con. And then Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas, dude.
Earl
Thomas is a legend.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, so first round pick over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Charles Cross.
Yep.
Devin Witherspoon.
Yep. Witherspoon's been great.
JSN. Byron Murphy.
Mm.
And then this is the other one from before Cross, Jordan Brooks.
Okay.
Who is currently a Pro Bowl linebacker in Miami.
Unreal.
Okay. Second round picks. DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Daryl Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
who's our number 2 D end. Dwayne Eskridge, that's a miss. He was cut from the team. Boye Mafe, our another depth D end. Kenneth Walker III, Zach Charbonnet.
Unreal.
And in his third round picks, Abe Lucas, Christian Haynes, Shaquille Griffin, and then you just got to throw this in there. Lockett and Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also missed Emin Worry because he was a second-round pick of this most recent draft.
Yeah, Emin Worry. I forgot to say him.
Yeah.
Is he even on this list? No, they don't have him on this list. This list must be outdated.
Yeah, that must be 2024 and beyond and before.
Yeah, totally. So
this last year, 2025, first-round pick, the fucking O-line.
O-line, Gray Zabel.
One of
the best rookies. And then Emin Worry in the second.
Yep.
And then who was our third rounder?
Third rounder was was it Horton?
Torrey Horton, yeah.
Yeah, Torrey Horton. And he had a good season, but he got injured.
He did, which this is also clutch in hindsight if you look at it. When we traded for Rashid Shaheed, Torrey Horton wasn't on IR yet.
No.
And then the week after we traded for Rashid, Torrey Horton went on IR.
Mm-hmm.
So in hindsight, that is one of the luckiest trades to make, dude.
Massively lucky.
If we didn't have Rashid Shaheed, our tight end 3 would be Jake Bobo.
Yeah.
Would shout out Jake Bobo. Tutty in the NFC conference.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to throw it back to that conference game, absolute exhilaration of a game, dude.
Dude, yeah.
That was back and forth.
I almost wanted to turn it off at the start of the fourth quarter because I'm like, when they got the fucking
taunt.
Oh my god, when they got the taunt penalty, I'm like, they fucked themselves. I'm like, this is it, we're gonna lose. I just had that mindset as a Seahawks and a Commanders fan. Like, those kind of things happen, and it's like, we're done.
So me and you, I think we're on different ends of the spectrum for Tariq.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a big Tariq lover. I don't think you're a huge fan of him.
I liked him up until that moment. I was not super impressed with that. I hope he learns from that moment. But at the time, my hot take was cut him.
Yeah.
Was cut him because I'm just like...
That's emotional, though.
It was emotional.
That has been Tariq, his entire rookie contract, is you're getting a crazy lockdown corner who's shutting down wide receivers. But every 3 games, he's going to make the stupidest mistake you've ever seen.
Well, thank God it was last game and it won't be the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and thank God that wasn't how the season ended, dude.
Yeah, well...
People would have him fucking dead right now if that was how the Seahawks season ended.
He would have got cut.
And then the play after, they throw right at him. Yeah. Touchdown.
And they got the tutty. That actually also pissed me off. I was like, fuck, get rid of him. Get rid of him.
Oh, yeah.
So my thoughts on that now, after having some time, is fine. Let him play it out. Going back and rewatching the taunt, let him play out his contract, re-sign him. I think he's got 1 year left. Or is it this summer?
No,
this summer he's a free agent, restricted.
I think he'll be gone.
You think so?
He's gonna get 20-something mil a year.
Yeah, he's fucked.
And from what I hear is the way people are looking at our backfield is we have Tariq Woolen on contract, Witherspoon coming up, and Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
You basically have to look at those 3 guys and pick one. And for me that comes down to Witherspoon. And then on the other note, people say it's either keep Kenneth Walker because he's a free agent or keep Kobe Bryant if you're picking Witherspoon.
I'm keeping Kobe Bryant.
I'm
I'm drafting
keeping
a running back.
And John Schneider is never paid running backs.
No, yeah, 100%, dude. Without that's not even a question.
Unless Kenneth Walker says, like, I will come back on the most team-friendly deal possible.
He's going to go make his money.
And even if John Schneider has a meeting with Kenneth Walker and Kobe Bryant and says, listen, if you take a $5 million pay cut, I can give it to this guy and keep both of you. Would that
Right.
work for team-friendly?
Yeah. You know what? I think maybe that might convince them, but at the same time, they both play on opposite sides of the ball, so, they might not. I mean, of course, they're going to be close. They're teammates, but, maybe they're not. Maybe not. That's not his bro.
It might also come down to them looking at the draft and thinking, do I like the safeties more or do I like the running backs more?
That's true. That's true. And generally speaking, the running backs are easier to draft.
Yeah, especially if realistically the Seahawks, well, not realistically, we're going to have a super late first round pick. All the blue chip guys are going to be gone.
But you know what?
I mean?
Yeah. You know who we got in the second fucking round, 6th overall?
Nick Immonwori.
So
John Snyder's going to find
there's going to be fine. Yeah, you're going to find someone and they're set. I'm excited for the Super Bowl, man.
Oh, dude, it's going to be crazy. I threw $500 on the Hawks to win.
Crazy.
I think this is going to be bold, but I think the Hawks win by double digits.
Okay.
I think I don't think Sam Darnold goes crazy, but I think the Seahawks put up like 27 points and they hold the Patriots to 17 or less.
I think we're guaranteed to see. Oh, fuck! I hate to say guaranteed because I'm going to look like a fool if it doesn't happen. But let's say I'm pretty confident the Seahawks are going to win this one, and that's not a hot take. Everyone's kind of feeling that way. Look at the betting lines. I agree with you. I think it's going to be at least a 2-score game, and I think it's probably also going to include some form of a special teams touchdown by the Seahawks. It's going to be like a blocked field goal into a fucking return for 6.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be a pick 6. Or it's going to be a fucking kick return. Their special teams is unreal.
And I think what this essentially comes down to is Mike McDonald and Mike Vrabel have coached their teams up to be playing at the highest level possible.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike McDonald has done it while being given a top, debatably 5 roster. Mm-hmm. And Mike Vrabel has done it with having a top 15 roster.
Yeah, they've overachieved.
They're so Seahawks are playing with house money too. Fun fact about the Super Bowl. This is the first Super Bowl ever where both teams have had odds of 60 or more to make it to the Super Bowl.
Unreal.
The Seahawks were 62-1 and the Patriots were 80-1.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, and here we are.
Now here the Seahawks are the minus 220 favorite.
Oh, totally. So I think the Seahawks are going to get redemption for what was taken from them 9 years ago.
I hope so.
Or no, 11.
11, yeah.
11 years ago.
11. It was either going to be, it's funny because either team we were going to play was going to end up being a team that we played in the last 15 years in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think the only possible not rematch was the Rams-Broncos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, it was a throwback. But no, looking super good to the Super Bowl. I think we're going to podcast right after it. So you might get some fucking
live takes.
You guys might be getting some live takes. Guys might be getting some liquored up emotions after the game.
We'll either be fucking thrilled or we're going to be depressed. I hope to God we're thrilled.
Oh, if we don't post a podcast, you guys know what happened.
You guys know what happened.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, no, either way, go Hawks. Sam Darnold has vindicated himself. I won't even lie. I didn't expect this much out of him. I was predicting him to be more of a bridge quarterback, keep us competitive, but not go out and get it all.
Yeah.
He went out and get it all. I was even wrong about JSN. I thought JSN was a good wide receiver one. I did not think he was going to put the whole team on his back.
1,700 plus yards.
153 yards and a tutty in the NFC conference.
Crazy.
One-handed catch to keep the play alive.
And you know what? Dude, that catch was unreal.
That catch was insane. And last thing I'll say about the game is, I was saying it to you before, the most impressive thing about that game is how when it came down to it, there was 4.5 minutes left. The Seahawks have the ball. The Rams cannot get the ball back. They put together a fucking 10-play, 3.5-minute drive.
Fucking surgical.
That is what wins playoff games, and that is exactly why Clint Kubiak is going to be the head coach of the Raiders next year.
And you know what? That's something I said to you prior. We talked about Clint Kubiak prior to the podcast tonight, but not that, but how that drive, that 3.5-minute drive or whatever, and you mentioned it too, is Darnold with a 9-yard pass. Kenny Walker with a 3-4 yard run. Yeah. First down.
Kenny Walker juking guys all fucking night.
Dude, did you see that one where the guy is coming right up the middle and he jukes right and then jukes back to the left and the guy just whiffs.
Just breaks his ankles.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes so far to the other way, it's not even funny, dude. And then on that last drive of the game, Sam Darnold, he has that dump-off pass to Walker.
That's right.
He jukes the one guy, breaks the tackle, gets 12 yards and a first down.
Crazy.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Kenny Walker has 4 tutties in his last 2 games in the playoffs and like 180 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The Seahawks cap space is so misleading for next year because we have the 3rd most cap space in the NFL. But coming up, as I just listed, we've got Witherspoon, Kobe Bryant, Tariq Woolen, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, JSN.
Do you think they keep Charbonnet?
No, not after that knee injury.
No, I think so too. I think Charbonnet is gone. I think Walker might be gone too.
I think Walker's gone. Yeah, unless he takes a fucking deal where he's like the 15th highest paid RB.
Yeah,
or something like that.
If he wins the Super Bowl though, with what he's done in the playoffs, he's going to get big money.
Yeah, and that's a couple Hawks podcasts I've listened to of how the Super Bowl is a blessing and a curse for the roster because when you win the Super Bowl. Yeah. I won the Super Bowl. I'm getting paid.
Yeah, I know what it takes.
I'm getting paid, motherfucker.
I know what it takes to win.
I'm going to make my generational money.
There's not many Super Bowl winners out there, especially ones that are such key contributors.
Oh, fuck no, dude. Fuck no. But yeah, to sum up that Rams game, I think that game we'll look back at it and it will be more competitive than the Super Bowl.
I think so too.
And if I'm wrong, if the Pats win, everyone has every right in the world to clown my fucking ass,
dude. And I
will probably climb into a hole and hide for a week.
Yeah, I don't think it's a hot take. I don't think it's a hot take saying that the Seahawks are going to be are the for sure favorites. I'd like to see what this point spread is.
4.5.
Oh man, I'm taking the Hawks to cover.
I didn't smash my $500 bet on the spread because the worst thing ever would be if the Hawks won and you were miserable.
Maybe throw like a third of it on that and then do, you know what? Maybe, no, you can't do that. I was going to say, do you take the curse bet where you bet on the other team? Try to like.
Fuck no.
Right? The old hedge bet.
Funny story. The other morning I was getting dressed for work and I was getting dressed in the dark to not wake my wife up. And I reach into my dresser, I'm pulling out a shirt, and I'm pulling it over my head, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I take it off my head, and I accidentally almost put my Patriot shirt on. Because I just have a Patriot shirt, like a comfy one to wear around at home. So I fucking took that off real quick. Can you imagine if I wore a Patriot shirt?
Dude, how do you even have that?
Because my dad's friend gave me it.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave me a bunch.
You don't wear it outside of the house.
No, he gave me a bunch of old football shirts.
Okay, that's fair. If you did have to wear it outside of the house, would you turn it inside out?
No, I'd wear it outside.
Okay.
I'm not. If it's off season, yeah, but like if you're about to play them, fuck no, I'm not doing that.
I agree. I agree.
Totally. But yeah, I almost had to repent for my sins.
Yeah.
Totally. You got any thoughts about the Super Bowl just to fire them off before we wrap up?
You know, I think we talked about it a bit, but I think the Seahawks probably by 2 scores as well. I think Kenneth Walker's going to have a big game. I think Darnold's going to play so-so, kind of like how he did. I think it's going to be like how the 49ers game went in the sense that I think Walker's going to run the ball a lot.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna, and I know the Pats have a good defense.
Yeah,
but if you can get 4.5 yards out of your running back every run, you're scoring points.
I think Walker's gonna go crazy. I was listening to The Athletic, they've got a good podcast, Hawks Man to Man. Shout out Michael Sean Dugar. But they had on a Patriots reporter, and they were just talking for an hour, talking about matching the teams up.
Yeah.
And the Patriots reporter said on the Patriots roster, he thinks the worst position is defensive end.
Oh.
They don't have anyone at defensive end, and it's to the point where he says their best pass rushers are their 2 starting defensive tackles.
Oh.
So
Wow.
I think they're going to try and get some outside motions going this game.
Right.
Because lately, fucking shout out our tight ends, Eric Sauber, AJ Barner, even JSN, Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
Bobo, those guys have been not pass blocking, run blocking like crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in those recent games played, they've been sealing the edge like crazy, dude. Like there was this one of Kenneth Walker's touchdowns was Jared fucking Verse on the edge, and Eric Sauber and AJ Barner absolutely boxed him in and held him in place for like 3 seconds.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that's where K9 is so good.
Oh yeah.
Those outside runs, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. You get him going up to speed, and he can still make a move at speed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just because he's going full speed doesn't mean he can't fucking make a cut.
Yeah, he's not a straight line guy.
No, totally. But yeah, if I had to guess what happens for Seahawks running back room, just to elaborate on that, I'm gonna guess fucking Walker takes a team friendly deal for maybe 1 year. And they draft a running back in like the 2nd round.
And then let Charbonnet go.
And let Charbonnet walk. He's running back 2 behind Walker for a year. Mm-hmm. And if they don't like what they see, they'll draft another one. If they like what they see, there you go.
Yeah.
Let Walker walk. He's our new guy.
Yeah, that's true. I could see that as well.
Totally.
Well, should we wrap it up there?
Any hockey you want to talk about? Anything
No,
lately?
The Canucks are ass. They're 2-8 in their last 10. There's not much to discuss. I mean, the Avs are killing it, but they had a couple losses last week. But we can save that for after the Super Bowl. Because we're gonna have a good 3 months of hockey. Like last year, we'll have 3.5 months of just straight hockey, and then we'll be getting back into training camps.
I will say the one thing I kind of heard about earlier was the Jets have kind of been turning it around.
Yeah, they've been better.
Just because I know from what Brad was telling me, them losing Earlers was a massive loss, but being the worst team in the league for like the first month or 2 of the year, that's like absolutely unexpected.
Completely unexpected.
But it seems like they have picked it up a bit.
Yeah, they were originally, I think, tied or close to being tied with the Canucks for dead last in the NHL.
That's a brutal race.
I think they're now like 8 or 9 points clear.
Nice.
So in their last 10, 15 games, they've won 4 more games than the Canucks.
Yeah, and I think as of yesterday, unless they played today, Brad was telling me they're like 4 or 5 points out of wild card.
Yeah, they're climbing, but it's tough.
But in that 4 or 5 points, I think he said there was like 6 teams or something.
There is, and
so
like
still a lot of separation to happen.
Yeah, they gotta they're in a good stretch, but from what we've seen this season, they're not the team we thought they would be, and I would say it's probably highly unlikely that they do make the playoffs because in that division, in the conference, but let's talk their division real quick. You got the Colorado Avalanche, who have like 7 regulation losses all season.
Are they still the team to beat?
They're on pace to break the all-time record for points in a season by a team.
Set by the Bruins, right?
Yeah, set by the Bruins. Yeah, it's something like 136 points or something stupid. They also have Dallas to go through, who had like maybe 11 regulation losses in 49 games. So like another stud. So they have to play those teams, right? That's the other thing. Being in the division, you got to play them. I think it's 5 times in a year or something stupid.
So even if they make a wild card, you're not scared to play them.
No,
not at all.
I don't think that they're there right now.
Yeah, and Hellebuck, a lot of it was Hellebuck's been injured, right?
Yeah.
Or didn't he have a surgery?
Surgery, I think, yeah. So they also have the Wild to go through in that fucking division.
Oh, right.
And the Wild are on a fucking heater since picking up Quinn Hughes.
Have they been?
Yeah, they're unreal. So like you got the Avs, the Wild, and the Stars. So those are your 3 teams coming out of the division. So then you're fighting for a wild card spot. The wild card spot right now is between the Kings, the Ducks, the Sharks, the Mammoth, the Predators, and all of those teams are within 3 or 4 points of each other.
Damn.
And the Predators being
That's
the
a tight
lowest.
race.
Yeah, and there's only 2 spots available. So how many teams did I list there? Mammoth, Predators. I didn't even list the Jets. Kings, Ducks, Sharks. So there's 5 teams battling for the last 2 playoff spots.
Who do you think gets those spots?
Out of those 2 teams, I think it's going to be the Kings, and I think it's going to be the Mammoth.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah, I'm high on the Mammoth. They're 6-3-2 right now in their last, or 6-3-1, excuse me. I think in their last 10 games. The Jets 5-3-2. They've been better, but they just can't score goals, dude. They only have 156 goals for, and like the Mammoth, for example, 173, and they've played 1 more game.
Damn.
So it's almost a 20 goal difference.
Yeah. The Sharks, do you look at them as they're a good team? They're just still a couple years away.
I think they're 1 year away. And you know what? It would not surprise me. They're only 1 point back of the Kings for 4th in the Pacific, which would probably put them into that final wild card spot. You know, I think they're a year away. I think they're a piece and a year away. I think there's rumors that they might try and go after Artemi Panarin in New York because apparently he wants a trade.
Yeah.
And he's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. But
I heard Chicklets talking about that.
Yeah, so most teams want to negotiate a contract with him before trading for him because they don't want him on a 1 year. They want to sign him to like a 6-year deal or a 7-year deal.
Yeah.
And I think he'd be a great fit.
I also heard, listening to Spittin' Chicklets, the guy in New Jersey who's holding them hostage, the player Dougie Hamilton. So from what Pasha was saying on the podcast was he wants out, but he has a no trade clause with like half of the league.
15-team no trade list.
But the other half of the league either doesn't want him or can't afford him.
Doesn't have the cap.
So he's basically I think he's refusing to play right now. I could be wrong.
He got benched.
He got benched,
and
but
then he got scratched.
it was like a political bench.
Yeah, so the team scratched him because they were trying to trade him, but he also wasn't playing that great.
Yeah.
But then he came back. They unscratched him after, I can't remember, it was like, let's say 3 or 4 games. And then he came back and he fucking had, I think, 2 points in each of his first 2 games back.
Gotcha.
Right? The Devils are fucking annoying, dude, because they should be good. Their team is like got some players on it, and they're second to last in the Metro right now.
Really?
Yeah. So they're only 3 points out of a wild card spot, or no, actually they're more than that because there's 2 teams in the Atlantic that have 67 points. So they're actually 9 points out of a wild card spot. They're going to miss the playoffs. And I don't understand it because they have Bratt, they've got Hughes, they got Luke Hughes as well.
Yeah.
They got Dougie Hamilton, they've got Mercer, they got Markstrom in net. They've got some solid defensemen. It would be a surprise to me if they made the playoffs because there's so many other teams to jump by.
But on paper, they should be.
They should for sure be. They should be one of the top teams in that division, I think.
Yeah.
One thing I will mention is the Sabres.
The Sabres.
So they fired their GM. I don't know how long ago it is now. I want to say it's like a month and a half or something like that. They ended up winning, I think it was like 10 or 11, maybe 12 straight. And then they lost, and they won a few more. And now they're sitting in the first wild card spot.
Really?
In the East.
That's crazy.
And they haven't made the playoffs since like 2011.
Yeah, longest drought in NHL, right?
I think it might be the longest drought
in professional sports.
North
They're
American.
the Big Four.
Yeah, I think so.
So you actually just reminded me. This is a throwback to the Bills owner conversation with him coming out and people
Terry
saying,
Pagula.
"Oh, is this guy crazy?"
Yeah, let's round back to him.
So before the Josh Allen era, everyone knows who the Bills were.
Yeah.
They were one of the jokes of the league. They were like the Detroit Lions. They were like the Tennessee Titans. Mm-hmm. No one forgets that. Terry Pagula also owns the Sabres.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone knows who the Sabres are. They're the joke of the league. As long as he makes money off the franchise, he's happy.
Yep. He doesn't care.
Are they just good because they have Josh Allen, and the second Josh Allen leaves, they're going to go back into that pit of despair?
I think so.
Because of toxic ownership?
I think so.
Yeah, I just learned this week that he owned the Sabres as well.
Yeah, so he owns the Sabres, he owns the Bills, and let me just double check on this. He owns an AHL team, the Rochester Americans. And he also he doesn't own it, but obviously it's a university. Of course he doesn't own it, but he's like one of like the highest investors of the, who is it? It's Penn State Hockey.
Oh, damn. So he's paying Gavin McKenna.
He donated $102 million for the construction of an on-ice arena an on-campus ice arena in 2010.
Damn.
And then he paid McKenna, I think it was close to $1 million this year, which is the highest NIL deal for a hockey player in college.
Yeah, I think I saw his NIL was 700.
700K?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah. So, yeah, it's funny, man.
Did I see Gavin McKenna hasn't been rolling at Penn State?
Oh, dude.
Like from what I heard on Chicklets is they were talking about there's some Russian guy who is honestly giving McKenna a run
Swedish.
for his money.
It's a Swedish guy. It's Ivar Stenberg is his name.
And is he kind of giving McKenna a run for number 1 pick?
I think it's media hype, but there's some validity to it, I would say, for sure. But my biggest gripe with it is that McKenna was fucking dominating the OHL, or excuse me, the WHL when he played for Medicine Hat. Okay, let me read these stats off to you.
Uh-huh.
All right, so he is, what is he? He just turned 18, okay, just like a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So in his 15-year-old season in the WHL, okay, 15 years old, playing against up to 20-year-olds, he played 16 games. He had 18 points. Yeah. Then his next season as a 16-year-old, which is still very young for the WHL, 61 games, 97 points.
Damn.
And then last season as a 17-year-old, won the Memorial Cup. He had 129 points in 56 games.
That's crazy.
As a 17-year-old, right? So, and really, he was 16 going on 17 at the start of the season. He's born in December. So when the season started, he was still 16. So that first year, he probably played at the end of the year, so he would have just turned 15.
Yeah.
And then in his second season, when he had 97 points, he was 15, turning 16. Like, he's super young. He's got 29 points this season for Penn State. And keep in mind, in the NCAA, they A, play less games, and B, they play games against teams that have players that are up to like 23, 24 years old. So he's playing against guys that are like fucking men. And he's still 17, just turned 18. Like, he's a young kid.
Oh, yeah.
And he's second on the team in points right now. So I think it's all hoopla. I think Ivar Stenberg is going to be phenomenal, and he could very well go number 1. But in my opinion, if I had first overall pick, I'm taking McKenna. I'm taking
fair.
McKenna all day.
How old's the Swedish guy?
He'd be 17 as well, turning 18. And actually, we can talk about him.
So they're both pretty young guys.
Yeah, well, they're both in their draft years. So let me just try and find him here. Ivar Stenberg. So he's born in 2007, excuse me. So the one thing that's crazy about him is he plays in the Swedish Hockey League, which is a men's professional hockey league.
Yeah.
So he's playing against men. He's not over here playing in college, playing against guys that are, 20 to 24 years old, which is still impressive. But this guy's
got the 30-year-olds.
He's playing against guys that are former NHLers and shit. He's got 29 points in 31 games.
Yeah, that's wild.
And I think, I can look it up while we're doing this, but I think that might be on pace to break the record as a 17-year-old in the SHL, which I'm pretty sure that record is held by Peter Forsberg.
That's crazy. Plus, you were also telling me that with European culture, no matter how good you are, they still divvy out ice time almost by seniority.
Yeah.
So he's probably even doing that with less ice time than McKenna.
Exactly. Yeah. So, okay, let me just quickly look here.
Either way, these guys are obvious number 1 or 2s. Like, there's no third guy in this conversation.
No. So, okay, it's Robert Nilsson, who was born in 1985, has the record as an 18-year-old. He had 21 points in 41 games.
Damn.
Rasmus Dahlin had 20 points in 41 games, and he plays for Buffalo. Marcus Naslund, former Canuck legend, 19 points, 32 games. Nicholas Sundstrom, also a beast, had 18 in 40 games. You know what I mean? So we're talking about these numbers here. And Viggo Bjork, who's one of the guys that's projected to go in the top 10 this season, he's got 9 points in 31 games. Ivar Stenberg has, how many did I say? 29 points in 31 games.
Damn.
He could be on pace to break the record.
Yeah.
He also set a new record in the SHL as a 17-year-old with a 10-game point streak. And so this kid he's a phenom. So you know what? If I'm the Canucks and I'm taking first overall, personally, I'm taking McKenna. But I think the best case scenario for the Canucks, and I've said this to a bunch of people, is that they actually get to take second overall.
Less pressure on the guy.
Less pressure. You can't fuck up the pick because it's either Stenberg or it's McKenna. Who does number one take? Okay, you take the other.
Then you
no
don't
debate.
get the criticism of, oh, he was better.
100%.
You're a fucking idiot.
100%.
Who's all kind of competing for the number one pick?
Those are the two. And then after that...
Sorry.
Sorry.
NHL team-wise.
Oh, I can tell you, actually. I had that up. So the Canucks are dead last right now. So if the season was to end today, the Canucks would have a guaranteed of either first, second, or third overall. They couldn't drop any farther than third.
Okay.
So it's actually kind of important to finish dead last.
And with it being the Canucks,
they'd get third. Which there's still some good players, like some superstar potential players at 3, but these guys at 1 and 2 are like franchise altering.
Yeah.
So the Canucks are sitting dead last at 42 points, and then it's the Blues at 49 points. So quite a big difference, 7-point gap between dead last and second to last. And then after that, it's like the Rangers, they're at 50, and the Flames are also at 50.
Yeah.
So the Canucks are last by a heavy margin.
Damn. The Rangers, that's a kind of surprising how bad they're doing this year.
They have imploded, and I think
wasn't it 2 years ago they were on that Stanley Cup run, and then last year they were a wild card loss?
Yeah, and they traded for JT Miller.
But last year they were really injured, weren't they?
They were, and
Adam Fox was out for half the year.
Yeah, and they had issues scoring as well, and they brought in Miller thinking that would get resolved, and I think he had like 34 points in 30 games or something for them last season when he got traded there. This year, I think he's at like 34 points in like 50 games or whatever they've played, 54 games. He's not, or he might actually have less. He might have like 47 games. I think he was out for a 5 or 7 game stretch.
Gotcha.
But they also made him the captain this past offseason. And it sounds like from what's been going on there is that the room has soured.
Really?
Yeah, and unfortunately, Chris Drury has done a terrible job as GM there. And like 95% of Rangers fans online want Chris Drury gone, and they wanted him gone before this season started.
Really?
Yeah, it's a shit show.
So JT Miller ruined the Canucks, and then he ruined the Rangers.
And the funny thing is the first time they got rid of him, because he used to play for the Rangers, he was drafted by them. They traded him to Tampa, and apparently one of the rumors is why they got rid of him was because of his attitude. Then he goes to Tampa. The Canucks trade for him from Tampa. He has a couple good seasons here, has attitude issues with the star player and, whatever else. And then he gets shipped off to New York, becomes the captain, and now there's attitude issues there. So,
is the moral of the story the guy's just a fucking prick?
He's a dick.
Is that
how did you make him captain?
No, totally. And also a little shout out, John Schneider potentially winning executive of the year this year.
Yeah.
That's another thing that he's been praised for is reading the locker room and looking at the guys he's going to bring in.
Are you salty? Go ahead. Finish your point. Sorry, I have a question.
Oh, I was just going to say that guy obviously has not fucking done well at that job. How long has he been there?
Who are we talking?
The Rangers GM.
Oh, Chris Drury. Oh, man, I want to say 5-6 years now. It's been a while.
Gotcha. So he's he had his cup window a couple years ago.
I think he was part of the draft that drafted Lafreniere, and then now they've failed to develop Lafreniere, and they had a bunch of young players that were looking good. They got rid of them all. The only one they still have is Lafreniere, but he's like a perennial third liner, it seems like, with them.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because it seems like he's a player that could be unlocked. Like, I would like to see the Canucks pick him up. There's also rumors the Canucks might try and trade for Shane Wright out of Seattle.
Oh, really?
We're getting kind of deep in the weeds here, but, he was supposed to be the first overall pick 2 drafts ago, 2 or 3 drafts ago now. He fell to third. Seattle picked him, and, he's not really developed that well in Seattle, but also Seattle doesn't play a very, offensive game. But I think he thinks the game well. That's one thing that they talk about.
What, does Seattle have the most conservative kind of scheme in the whole league?
Yeah, dude. They're currently third in the Pacific Division. They've only scored 11 more goals than the Vancouver Canucks have.
Really?
Yeah, they've given up. Given up 40 less.
Wait, so if they're third in the division, is their defense and goaltending insane this year?
Yeah, they've given up the second least amount of goals in the Pacific Division.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So the Kraken is the 85 Bears.
Basically, they're like the 97 Devils. They're not fun to watch. They are boring to watch.
They win every single game like 2-1.
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah.
The odd game where they score 5 goals, they win 5-2. Okay, but then it's back to like a 3-2 game. Shit like that. So
there's even probably a couple 1-0s in there.
There might be, yeah. That's pretty much all the thoughts I have on hockey. I'm looking forward to talking more about it after the Super Bowl. We're both very excited for the Super Bowl. It's going to be a blast. Any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, go Hawks. Fuck the 49ers. Fuck the Rams.
Hey, division champs.
Division champs, respectfully.
Conference champs.
All I gotta say is after 10 years of being super mid, I am so excited to be here.
Number 1 seed, baby.
Jokes on the Niners and the Rams because I actually love them because we are the best division in football.
I will fight.
We are the most competitive.
100%.
We are the most competitive division in football, and fucking every single year, it's the best games when we play our division rivals.
100%.
You know what I mean?
They're so good. They're phenomenal.
Every single year you go into those division rival games, except for the Cardinals.
Sorry, Cardinals.
Super stressed out.
Dude, they're so huge. I will end it on this. When we got to week 17 and we had to play, or was it 16, we had to play the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
When we got to the Rams game at the end of the regular season, I said to myself, you know what? At the beginning of the season, we thought this team would be 12-5, 13-4, something like that. We were on pace for that. And I was like, if we lose this Rams game, and this might just be like being a Seahawks fan for like so long, I've just thought about these kind of things, worst case scenarios. We lose that Rams game, no big deal. We're going to still make the playoffs. This is a win. We won that Rams game, and my mentality instantly switched to being like, this is Super Bowl now.
Oh, dude.
It was incredible.
After that Rams game,
confidence.
Like you just said, I swear to God, I was humble going into the year. I expected us to make a playoff run because last year, first year head coach with a roster, and people never consider the first year of a head coach the roster to be theirs. Yeah. They're inheriting it.
100%.
The years after that, that's their roster. But first year head coach, 10 wins, but missed the playoffs.
And you could see the defense potential there last year.
Oh, totally. No, he has absolutely shined, Mike McDonald, dude. But ever since that Rams win, because that was at the time, like I was saying, people were talking about the Rams like they're the best team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone was like, yeah, Hawks are top 5, Broncos top 5, even Jags top 5. But fucking everyone was saying the Rams were 1.
For sure. Yeah.
And then we slayed them.
And we slayed them.
And then we slayed them.
And then we slayed them again.
But no, I was a humble guy going into the year. It was like, okay, we're going to make a playoff run. We probably need another year or two to really build our roster and complement it. Mm-hmm. No, ever since that Rams win, I've been like, fuck, dude, like this is a window.
Yep.
And I heard I forget who it was, but someone put it really well in the sense of the Seahawks Super Bowl window. It's not like this is lightning in a bottle. Mm-hmm. Because we still have a really young core of a team that is on contract for like the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
We still have a window open, but the momentum we have this year is 1,000,000% lightning in a bottle.
For sure it is, dude.
What 1,000,000%, dude.
We didn't expect this.
There's a reason I placed that Super Bowl bet at 62-1.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one thought we were going to be here.
No.
But yeah, I think
we're here.
I think to wrap it up with our last football bet of the year, we're just going to hammer Seahawks spread.
Seahawks spread, baby.
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
We're smashing it.
-4.5.
Totally.
They're covering.
So can you, right after I drop this fact, I want you to cut the episode so we can end it on some Arizona Cardinals hate. You ready for this?
I love Arizona Cardinals hate. Go for it.
The Arizona Cardinals have existed for 111 years, and they have 11 playoff wins. Goodbye, everyone.